attacks on immigration officers. 2 illegal immigrants were charged this week with shooting a border agent in New York City. Another was charged for allegedly attacking officers with scissors. And one man in California was arrested for throwing rocks at agents. Now, ICE is expanding its use of GPS-enabled ankle monitors to track those facing deportations. For more on all of this, we're going to bring in CBP Senior Advisor Ron Vitiello. Ron, great to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for inviting me.
So it's kind of hard to keep up with all the headlines with everything going on these days, but it seems like every week we have some politician referring to ICE as Nazi or Gestapo, terrorists, kidnappers. Assaults on agents now up more than 800%. We've seen rocks thrown at agents. We've seen agents shot at out here in California a couple weeks ago. Ron, ICE agents have been texting me feeling like if the temperature doesn't cool down soon, they're worried somebody is going to get killed. Do you share that concern?
We are very concerned. The front line and their families don't need this kind of stress. After all, what they're doing is the mandate of the voter who elected Donald Trump, who put Kristi Noem in charge of the Department of Homeland Security to secure the border, which CBP has done in dramatic ways, and initiate the largest deportation effort that we've ever seen in the United States. They are doing their jobs. They are enforcing laws that are on the books, and those laws have been on the books for decades. It's now time to correct the chaos of the past in the Biden administration and protect America by cleaning the streets, making America safe again, and keeping that border locked down.
And when we talk about, interference with these federal agents, I'm sure you saw the story out here in Southern California yesterday. There were 2 medical workers who were arrested by federal agents. There was a viral video out here from earlier this month where you can see it right here, these medical workers were physically blocking and impeding ICE from arresting a Honduran illegal immigrant who ran into their surgery center in an effort to get away from ICE. He wasn't a patient there. Well, now they've both been charged with 18 U.S.C. 111, impeding of federal agents. They're both arrested. They're both in custody, and they're both looking at potentially up to 8 years in federal prison if convicted. Is this the kind of message that you think the U.S. attorney out here should be sending, that, hey, if you interfere with our agents, there's going to be some serious consequences?
100%. We are grateful of the Department of Justice leaning in on arresting the individuals that attacked our CBP officer in New York. And in this case, these people impeding these agents from doing their job. The individual that they were trying to arrest ran into that hospital, endangering everybody that was on that site. Our officers, the ICE officers, went in there to make it a lawful arrest. And these folks got in his way, and now they're being charged federally for impeding federal officers. And that consequence needs to be enacted across the board. Politicians need to tone down the rhetoric. The propaganda in the press must end, and we should stop pretending that immigration laws on the books are not to be enforced, because they are on the books, and it makes us all safe, and the people that get in the way are going to pay the consequences. And those consequences are important about what happens when people continue to try to invade or people that get in the way of lawful activity by federal law enforcement officers.
And Ron, the so-called Maryland man, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, back in the headlines this week. He's facing those human trafficking charges in the state of Tennessee. A federal judge there said he can be released on bail, but then you had a separate federal judge in the state of Maryland saying, okay, well, once he's released on bail, ICE, you're not allowed to arrest him. She is blocking the Trump administration from arresting him once he makes bail. In your opinion, what authority does she have to do that? This is a federal judge in Maryland telling ICE in Tennessee, you cannot make an immigration arrest of an illegal immigrant. Your thoughts on that?
That's activism at the highest order. Someone that wears a robe but actually should be a community organizer and not somebody that's on the bench. That is extra constitutional. There are 3 branches in government. Her job is to rule on the law and the facts that are in trials. She cannot tell the executive branch, ICE frontline, or the president himself, by extension, who he cannot let in the country or arrest who's in the country illegally. There's thousands of officers who do criminal alien arrests all over the country. I did it when I was young in my career. The judge has no bearing on this. If they want to bail somebody out who's in the country illegally, we took those folks into custody. That's what should happen in this case. And I hope quickly this gets reviewed by a higher court, including the Supreme Court, because this judge is way off the rails.
And Ron, got about 30 seconds left here. I do want to ask you about your CBP officer who was off duty, who was shot in his face the other day by that illegal immigrant in New York City. We've heard he's recovering. Final word to you. How is he doing right now?
He's on the mend. We're prayerful for a full and complete recovery so he can come back to work. And when I mean work, a career in CBP, careers.cbp.gov. We need help to sustain what we're doing in the interior and on the border. So I want people to visit careers.cbp.gov, help us out to be able to sustain the vision that we have to make America safe again.
Yeah, and again, and both of those illegal immigrants involved in that attempted robbery and shooting of that agent caught and released at the border by the Biden administration, something we've seen far too many times. Ron Vitiello, great to see you. Thanks for coming on this Saturday.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.